Hey guys, welcome on back to the AnKorage where everything is awesome, and we've got a brand new video, of course, duh. Anyways, I've got my Ghostbusters stuff right here, but you know, I've been doing videos, honest reviews, and I have my final thoughts. So we're going to be getting into that, and you know, this isn't supposed to be a very long video or anything like that. I just want to go over some final key points, general things like that. Now, this video is only going to be containing those final thoughts and stuff like that. This is not a review in itself. So if you want to see my honest reviews, you know, go onto my Buster Quest playlist and look at those videos there. Something else I've done with my Buster Quest videos is that they were all on one Buster Quest playlist, and now I've split them out because I've been collecting a lot of unboxing, reviews, things of that sort. So the videos that I make that are me, that's Buster Quest. The other is Buster Quest Containment Unit. No, it's not about the containment unit. It is just a location that I put a collection of the videos that I have come across that I find interesting and want to put a place there for someone to look at if they wish to. So there we go. Now, I'm out on social media. I'm out on X, I'm on Friendica, I'm on Pleroma, I'm on Lemmy, and also Metapixel, and all of those links are down below. Now, I also provide assistance to another YouTube channel called Switch to Linux, just to let everybody know. So any of the content that I create on here and stuff like that, if you happen to like it, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. I've only got 234 subscribers right now, and yeah, my goal wasn't initially to make this a job or anything like that, but I would like to earn a little something. The folks out on Odyssey and Rumble, you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, if anything, I'm just going to go the YouTube route and just have content out on those other platforms and stuff like that. But I would like to earn a little something. You know, I've been doing this for, we're just literally just shy of 4 years and only 234 subscribers. I'd like to get on to AdSense and stuff like that, but you know, there are minimums, and I'm not meeting them. And you know, so just like, you know, in the big scheme, if I don't happen to, then I'm not overly worried about it, but it would be nice. So the more people that finds my content interesting and subscribing, I'm just asking you to go ahead and do that. So everything on that, it's all done. Why don't we get into this? So why don't we start with the overall experience? So this is very, very short, and you know, I've talked about this in my honest reviews and stuff like that. You know, it's a little bit of just, you know, beating a dead horse, but you know, this is repeating myself a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep it really short. The overall experience, I can't say it was ideal. It wasn't ideal. You know, there was a lack of update transparency from Hasbro. Very infrequent updates, and the shipping notification of when they actually were shipping them out to people, it wasn't exactly accurate. Now, this is just my particular experience. This wasn't everybody. This was just me. So there you go. So there we are. Okay, the shipping materials. Ugh. Right off the bat, they were excellent. You know, the outer and the inner shipping boxes, they were done just like on the Proton Pack, and given that, and with these two experiences, tells me that this is probably what Hasbro Pulse does with all of their campaigns in general. I could be wrong, but that's just my observation, and that's just, you know, the logic behind it and stuff like that. They use double corrugated boxes, so 2 layers of corrugated cardboard, you know, in one box and then in another. I thought that was fabulous. The plastic corner protectors, you know, because they did have, you know, back on the Proton Pack, they did have people saying, oh, the corners are all bashed in and stuff like that. Well, they've resolved that by providing these plastic corner protectors, and they do a fabulous job. I love mine, stuff like that. The one con that I have to those is that they're not corrugated cardboard. You know, something that's biodegradable. These ones, you know, the ones that came, they're plastic, they're not biodegradable, but, you know, I would have preferred something that's biodegradable. Call me a nature freak, but whatever, you know, the environment, Greta. Anyways. Let's talk about the stretch goals for a second. You know, they were, let's see, well, they were fun and they were appreciated. I'd have to say that my favorite one was this guy. As I drop it. And I knock over my band hammer. All right. So, yeah, my favorite is this guy. The card. The Ghostbusters engineering core access card or key lock card. This is my favorite out of all of them. It's very simple. You know, it is just a piece of, you know, nice hard stock, something that's like a card. It feels like it's plastic, should be. It's not a real mag stripe, just so you know. It's you know, it's just printed on. Excuse me, and that's fine. But you know, it's really neat. You know, the front's laminated, and you know, it's glossy, which is really nice. Stuff like that. You know, I can get a lanyard for this to, you know, slide this into it, put it around my neck, hang it around. That's it. This is my favorite, and it's such a small thing. I just think it's really neat. You know, and as you can see back there, I've got that engineering core patch up there in front of the game cabinet, stuff like that. The other two favorite things are the holsters, you know, for the trap and the PKE meter. Those are nice. I do like them. I appreciate them very much. They're going to be a big help when it's time to go out walking around with this stuff on, should I do that. Not for long periods of time, but you know, to at least demonstrate their purpose and use. Now let's talk about the two of the things together. There's the PKE, there's the trap. Yeah, let's talk about them as a whole and things of that sort. So the build quality is really excellent in the construction. It's nice, durable, heavy plastic. It's really nice. I like the sound files that came from GhostCore because they are from the GhostCore library. So they're not custom made to these individual items. They're just from the library, from the films themselves. And, you know, that's fine. Somebody would be like, I want files made, engineered, recorded, and stuff like that, specific for these. But, you know, what we got was, you know, it's just easier just to grab what was already there. So they grabbed it, provided it, there you go. Hasbro even created a couple of their own under the watchful eye of Sony and GhostCore. And, yeah, I appreciate those and stuff like that. The weathering on it was a decent approach, and you know, it's like, you know, there's gonna be those to be like, oh, it's not enough, oh, it's too little, oh, it's not accurate, whatever. It's what they provided was really good. I really liked that. And you know, in regard to the screen printing of some of this weathering, you know, screen printing it, hey, you know, that's fine. I would prefer screen printing over something that's printed on a sticker. There we go. The serial numbers. Now, it is a single SKU. The whole thing is a single SKU, but you know, the two boxes that you know, the separate boxes that they came in, they each have their own serial number. I don't think that it should be separate serial numbers, but that was their decision. Either way, so my trap is one number, which is 42631, and my PKE is 4641. You know, folks out on Reddit were saying, you know, because I posted out there with a picture of the numbers on the boxes earlier this morning. And this guy pops in and he's like, nobody got the same numbers and stuff like that. Well, that makes sense because I'm not seeing anybody with the, you know, having identical numbers and stuff like that. But I have found through videos on YouTube the corresponding units. So, for example, my trap, I've got 42631. I found the video for the PKE of 42631 and vice versa. You know, I found the PKE, I've got 42641. I found the trap of 42641, and those videos are linked down below if you're curious about it. Stuff like that. Made with makers in mind. Now that is a direct quote from Emily. You know, she said that in the Q&A that took place last December, not the one, you know, December 24. It was December 23. She said, you know, these were made with makers in mind. Well, it obviously shows. So thank you, Emily. There we go. You know, by saying that, the makers can do their things. They can create their mods. They can do their enhancements. They can do their corrections, or what they consider corrections and stuff like that. I mean, I've got mine on the trap, you know, already so far. But there we go. But doing this meant that corners could be cut. In other words, they could take shortcuts, and not do certain things, or do things in ways that would force people to want to change it. Stuff like that. Perfectly fine. That's fine. Oh yeah, and one particular item, the screw hole plugs. Now on the Neutrona wand, in particular, the screw hole plugs are completely, you know, they're more or less, I can't say they're completely solid. I can't remember. But when people go to do modding and they need to take it apart, of course they have to unscrew it to take apart the housing. But those screw plugs are covers. They're screw covers. And what they had to do was they had to drill out those center portions. On the trap and the PKE meter for 2 in the box, not necessary because the holes are already there. Thank you very much for doing that, Hasbro. Much appreciated. Makes it much easier. To get them out, you just take a drywall screw, put it in a little bit, you know, make sure it's got a good grip, and then you just pop them out. It's nice and easy. I did that with mine. So there we are. All right, let's start getting into the individual items. So we're going to start off with the PKE meter. So I'm going to grab it. Okay, so here we are. Here's my PKE meter. So there we are. And let's see. So what do we have on here? So let's take it off the stand. So I'll take that off. So here it is. And I'm going to get it somewhat set up here. I'm going to mute it. So there we go. Okay, right off the bat, a pleasing heft. It actually feels like a real, you know, it's a real item. It's not some light and flimsy thing that would, you know, break if you dropped it. Granted, you know, this could, because, you know, this plastic, granted it's tough, but you drop it on a hard surface like a vinyl floor or concrete or pavement, stuff like that, you know, the blunt force could quite possibly cause it to shatter in the impact, at the impact point. So being careful not to drop this or either of these, very important. Very nice. No, but the heft is, you know, it's got good weight to it. It feels nice and full and heavy to a degree, stuff like that. The display animation. Let me see if I can get it going here. Get it muted. There we go. The display animation, it's excellent. It's really hard to screw that up. Granted, there's other toy makers that have, you know, can't say screwed it up, but they did it differently. I like the fact that we've got that, and I like the fact that there's a little bit of a grid on the screen plastic. So I like that. And, you know, when it goes the other way, stuff like that. So I like that a lot. I like the fact that the wing LEDs, that they are doing the random. I do like that very much. That was my preference back when this all started, because, you know, the prototypes that they had, you know, the lights lit up sequentially, so they went in series. And I'm like, that's not, no, let's match the prop. So they did that, so it looks good. I like that. I appreciate that. Plenty of functionality. This has plenty of functionality. You know, it's like I've got it on mute right now, but, you know, it's got plenty of functionality. You can bring that up, bring that down, and such like that. You know, I don't think that the motors are quite good enough, meaning when you tap the button, it swings it out. You know, you don't get very minute adjustability. I would have liked that. You know, but, you know, it's what they went with. And we got to live with that, or whatever, stuff like that. You know, I like this switch guard. Switch guard is very nice. I would have liked it so that, you know, it would have, you know, a little piece of plastic in there to provide a little resistance to get it over a hump of plastic a little bit, so it provides somewhat of a little bit of a snapping kind of action, you know. But who knows? Maybe someone will mod that. I don't know. But I do like that. I like the fact that it's got the taser mode, which is that. But, you know, is it an actual, you know, it's not an actual taser. It's a toy. Hello. But, you know, I recently learned that, you know, the functionality is actually a stun gun, because a taser is, you know, two elements that shoot out from a taser gun with wires attached to them, hits their target, and electricity is shot through the wires into the probes onto the target. A stun gun is what this is modeled like. So, but, you know, do people want to say stun gun, or what would be easier, stun gun because it's 2 words, or taser, which is 1 word? So leave that to whoever came up with that. It's your fault. But anyways, but I like the functionality of that outward swing. Of course, there we go. You know, but I do like the action like that. I do like that. But, you know, and people, I've seen it. People, they don't realize that this is a separate hinge, you know? So they would go and they'd go like this. You know, they'd be doing this kind of an action, swinging it around to close it. It would open right back up. You know, it's like, you know, read the directions. I didn't have to because I watched it done before. So there we go. You know, the EMF function. I'm not really using that because I am surrounded by EMF, and thankfully it's not really intense, but it's there, and this picks it up, and so it can't decide whether really, you know, it opens up and it stays open. You know, the wings. It's not. If I go outside, they'll drop, but inside they really kind of sort of don't. They do occasionally, but, you know, almost as soon as they go down, they go right back up. And I'm in a condo complex, so we've got EM everywhere, and especially in this room. I mean, you've got that thing going on. I got my TV, got my phone, got my router, got my kind of sort of my Raspberry Pis right up there, stuff like that. Now the motors. To talk about the motors on these, and I mentioned that already. You know, they're slow to respond. You know, and let me get it back going here. Where are we at? Turn on. You know, you barely tap it. See how it swung out like that? I just tapped it. You know, when I just do a quick tap, it should just go, who knows? Stuff like that. The, close that up real quick. Look at the width of the wings. That's too wide. The actual prop is actually about, up to about 25% narrower. So, but it is what it is. I'm keeping an eye out for a mod for actual correct-ish with wings and stuff like that. That won't be easy though. Because when this thing is taken apart, I mean, everything is so jam-packed in there, it's not going to be overly easy. But it does make for a good project to create new hinges here and new wings. I see a bunch of 3D printing going on. That may require modding the existing PCB for the LEDs. I'm hoping not, but you know, I would expect that we would probably be getting a mod that actually has new PCBs. And if you can use these ones, I see a grinding down with like a sand block, or if you're brave enough, a Dremel. I am, but at the same time, a sanding block would be so much better using the rough side, because that would take off more material and stuff like that. So yeah, that's this guy. Let's move on to the trap. Moving on to the trap, as you can see behind me, it's not on the shelf anymore. Got it right here. Here's the trap and everything like that. So, of course, I didn't check mark these on my list, so get that. Okay. All right, for the trap. This thing's got some good weight. The heft on it is really good. It's nice. It's got the weight and bulk feel of an actual piece of equipment. You know, yeah, there is a lot of metal on here, but you know, I think it's all aluminum, and that's fine, but it's real metal. So there we go on that and everything like that. I really don't have any big complaints over the trap, you know, as it is. I'd say out of everything, my biggest complaint would have to be the button right here, because we'll demonstrate it a little bit. Do that, I'll turn the volume down all the way. You know, it's like I come along, I grab it, and it opens up. So the button placement is not ideal. I myself, if I was the designer slash supervisor slash manager, decision maker on whether or not this button goes here, I would have said no. I wouldn't have put it there. I would have put it here, right there, or on this housing. You know, somewhere where it's out of the way, not going to be accidentally pressed, because come on, close. There you go. I don't want to come by and grab it and accidentally hit it. Anyways, my other can't really call it a complaint, because it's one of those, it is what it is, big deal, whatever, is the screen. You know, this is just a drop-in piece that just sits at the top of the inner canister, like so. It just sits there. What I would have liked is you know, a little bit of plastic, a little bit of a bulge, stuff like that, so that when that got put in, it could actually be like friction fit, and you know, where it goes in and it kind of snaps in. I would have liked that, and I'm sure a lot of other people would as well. But I really don't have any other major complaints about it. It's really good. The pedal's the pedal. I think it's an excellent construction. Let me go grab it. Yeah, I think this thing is excellent construction. Here's the pedal itself and stuff like that. Would I do any changes to it? For my needs, no, I'm not going to bother. I mean, it's perfectly fine for my purposes, which is like none. Maybe just bring it out at Halloween to show the kids in the complex. And, you know, can you step on it? Yeah, you can step on it, but do it gently because it is plastic and it'll break if you stomp on it. So, just like Hasbro said, and just like Jason at Ghostbusters News said, don't go stomping on it. You'll have a bad time, you know. But it's really good. I really like it, you know. And of course, I like these covers. There's one for this, and there's one for the trap itself. And you know, we're gonna see mods come out where people go, "Oh, I want to change this to metal." You don't have to. If you feel you have to, then do it. But you don't have to. It's fine. You know, the relay. This is my favorite piece of the trap. You know, Hasbro went out and actually they didn't manufacture an actual relay, but they duplicated it really well and stuff like that. Yeah, there's actual relays. This is a mock-up of an actual relay. But do you actually need an actual relay? No. People are switching them out. You know, that's on them. You know, that's fine. If they really want to do that, that's perfectly fine. Me, I don't have to. I don't want to. I'm happy as it is. And it's as simple as that. So, yeah. The cord. Let me go grab that real quick. This thing is a great piece of tool. This thing is awesome. It's very rugged, very industrial-like. I like these aviation connectors. I mean, being a pilot, I just love seeing, you know, a little tchotchke like this. It'd just be like, oh, you know. But you know, it's really good. You know, these collars, you know, they screw on and they provide a really firm grip, which we didn't get with that thing. Which I don't have any complaints about it on there, stuff like that. I can do it just fine. Works fine for me. For other people, they're like, oh my god, it's not working. Anyways, you know, there could even be a mod. There's a mod of sorts for this. You just take some split loom that this will fit in, and you know, there you go, stuff like that. I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. I'm not in a huge hurry for it, so, but I like this thing. It's got a good length. It's about 9 feet long, so you can roll that trap out a good distance. So that's really good. So it's time to close this up. But before we do that, you know, desired mods. Well, let's see. I've already done one mod manually to my trap, and that's regarding the bar graph. The factory construction of it is that when it's just on, it scrolls from right to left. I changed it out so that it goes from left to right, which is the correct direction. But yeah, there we go. But you know, desired mods beyond that is not a whole lot. The one that I would like to see the most is a stay awake mod for both of them, which would probably take an extra PCB. I mean, it'd be a little one. I mean, there's the one that thing, the pack there. I have a stay alive mod on that. It's not being used right now because the cyclotron cover is off and flipped over, so you can actually see the inside of the cover. Because that's a mod that you see there, and but inside is a stay alive mod that I got. It's a it's just shy of 3/4 of an inch square. It's a PCB that size with a couple of wires. So I'd like to see something similar for the trap and the PKE meter. You know, we are only a little over a month from when everybody started to get these, you know, and stuff like that. We're only that far into it. I haven't seen a single mod for the PKE meter yet out on YouTube. I don't think I'll see them at all out on Odyssey or Rumble because, you know, they're nowhere near as popular. But I haven't seen any mods for the PKE meter yet. But like I said, it's only been a month, you know, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that, stuff like that. On the PKE meter, the wings, you know, would I like to see a mod for that? Yeah, why not? Will someone actually get around to doing it? I can't say. We're only a month in. Maybe, you know, I see something maybe coming out sometime at some point during the summer. Yeah, it might be Fruto or somebody. Definitely not Chris Bosch. But anyways, he's not into that kind of stuff. The electronics. He does stuff that he can 3D print. That's fine. You know, that's all I've seen. Might be different with other stuff. That's not in Ghostbusters, but whatever. So, moving on to concluding. So, this is the end of the video of sorts. So, not right here. I still got a couple of things to say. The process after the funding campaign could have been better. It could have been. So between the campaign and between me receiving it, that entire area could have been better. Could have been. I'm very happy with the products. I love these things. These are fantastic. I have wanted them for years and stuff like that. You know, when I first saw the first Ghostbusters and stuff like that, I had no thoughts of it. And, you know, anything about it, you know, it was a story. It was a movie. And then Ghostbusters came out, saw that same thing. Whatever. And then it just fizzled off into the nether. You know, just my fandom of it over the years, you know, it's been kind of, you know, it hasn't been full blown hardcore or anything like that. But then out of nowhere, when the campaign for the Proton Pack came out, you know, my eyes lit up and then when I saw 2 in the box, I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do that one. You know, if there's, am I done with this stuff? It's very likely. I mean, we're talking 80% at least. But if another one comes out that's Ghostbusters related, in regards to the containment unit. Now, we're not talking about the tank or anything like that. We're talking about the red portion that you see, you know, in the basement, you know, just that portion. If there happens to be a project for that to come out, I am so tempted on it. How much am I willing to spend on it? Ideally 300. Because it would mostly be plastic with a very small driver board inside. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it. You know, would I go to 4? I'd have to think about it. I probably would, but I wouldn't want 4. I wouldn't be asking for it. I wouldn't be desiring it, but you know, if it came to it and it was just kind of like a, hey, if you want it, this is what it is, and that's the end of the story. Maybe. Likely. I don't know. But if I was to get that, or get in on that, that would be replacing the video game. I'd be taking that thing down, putting that away, putting it down in the storage locker down the hall, and putting the entertainment unit right next to the shelves there. I'd put the Proton Pack up top and set up I'd mount it on the wall. That's where it's meant to be, because on the other side of the wall is the landing for the stairs coming into the building, and you know, it comes in about yay high, and it's about 10 feet deep, and the lineup is just amazing. And I could tell people, yeah, here's my containment unit, and I go catch ghosts at, you know, Halloween time all during October. And where can I store them? Well, I store them underneath that landing, because there's there's an area in there. There's pipes and a booster pump in there for the heater plumbing for the upper floors on this end of the building. And there's a door that goes to it, goes inside. I actually helped them a little bit with getting pictures of the inside of the lock because they couldn't find the key. It's probably buried in the garage someplace, but I'm like, yeah, let me show you this. Let me go take a picture of one, show it to you, and you can decide if you want to just drill these things out and put in fresh ones, which is my recommendation. Just drill them out, putting something fresh. So there we go. So let's see. The Buster Quest videos have been split out, which I mentioned about that before. The videos I make during Buster Quest, that playlist, anything that is me collecting stuff out on YouTube of others, that goes into Buster Quest Containment Unit, which is a collection of those videos. I'm out on social media, so I'm out on X, I'm out on Frenica, and Pleroma, Lemmy, and Metapixel. And I've got all those links down below. And I also assist in another channel out on YouTube, and that's Switch to Linux, which is a Linux channel because my daily driver happens to be Linux Mint Debian Edition. And so when I do my uploads and stuff like that, I'm uploading from that machine. And I do my announcements from that machine. What do I use my Windows box for? Recording these videos. And I play a game, which I haven't played in a long time. I'd like log in, tool around a little bit, say hi to a couple of people, kill a chicken. I don't do anything on it, and then I log off. That's all I do. So the Windows box is really primarily where I keep all of my VMs for these videos. Linux Mint Debian Edition, and Windows 11. I've got a Windows 11 virtual machine, and and anytime I would need to do something about Raspberry Pi, I'll do a VM for that. I currently don't have one built for that, but I kind of have the desire to do that. But I'm out there on social media and stuff like that, and I do help out Switch to Linux. I moderate the chats during streams. I don't talk much, but I am out on the supporter stream. I don't talk a heck of a lot because I'm doing that monitoring. But I put out announcements of videos and streams for Tom, and I do that. And I monitor. I've actually on my second monitor right now. I've got our Matrix chat up, and I'm monitoring that, making sure everybody's behaving. And there we go. And so yeah. So if there's any content that you happen to like, if you happen to like this, give it a like, throw me a comment down below, interact with me. No one's really done that. I've gotten one or two on a remote occasion, and I try to respond, and sometimes I forget to check when I'm in my dashboard, but here we go. I try. It may not be immediately, but eventually I'll get around to it. So, but yeah, if you like it, give it a like, comment, and please subscribe. I've only got 234 subs right now. I would like more because, I think the minimum is 500 in order to start earning money. As far as watch time goes, I'm all set. I got 1,500 hours, so I'm good on that. I just need the subs, and I would like to make a little something. Doesn't have to be a lot. This is just a hobby for me, so if I can just get, a couple of nods out there, stuff like that. I do accept crypto in the world of Monero, but I haven't put that link out in a while because I'm not running that server all the time. I've received one tip or gratuity of sorts, but it was a guy that was in the Matrix chat for a Switch to Linux, and he's like, hey, I got something to send you. Fire up your thing there. So I fired up the server, and he sent something through. I forget how much it was. I mean, it was like nothing, but it's something. So I've got a pair of Monero, but I don't have a server up and running all the time, because it takes up processing power, stuff like that. Maybe I want to do that on my fourth Raspberry server on that. That might be an idea. Yeah, but anyways, that's this video. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the future. So, Skál, bring to victory. It's just water. And we'll catch you in the future. So, have a good one, guys.